And they say, no hoof, no horse. Well, that lesson was learned very quickly, hundreds and hundreds of years ago, by the first people that used horses for riding and for work. In today's world, there are many options of hoof care and maintenance. Today, let's learn about the most basic, but also the most important part of hoof maintenance, the trim. What is a trim? A trim is the basic trimming of excess horse hoof to ensure healthy foot and correct balance. Balance is important because of the internal structure of a horse and the flight patterns. Flight patterns in a horse's foot is when the limbs travel, they stay consistent, and the horse stays sound and is able to perform. There are certain pros and cons when it comes to trimming. I believe you cannot beat a proper trim, but there are many farriers today that will take excess foot, that will leave a horse sore, much like when you trim your fingernails. There's one pro that everybody loves. Trimming is cheaper, it's easy. Certain horses are not able to just be trimmed because of the horse's foot doesn't have the integrity to stay sound. But it all has to start with a trim. So let's take a look. Here we have an untrimmed foot. First part, we're going to clean out the commissures, which is the area between the horse's foot and the frog. The frog of a foot is very important because it is the heartbeat of the foot. It is made of soft tissue, and every time a horse steps, the frog pumps blood into the foot for healthy growth. We'll move along to our sole. Just going to clear this out where we can see. Now, we have our hoof wall and our sole plane. We want to trim the hoof wall down to the sole plane, but not any further, to ensure that the horse does not get sore. How the natural wear of a horse is got the hoof wall thin here. I'm not going to take any more. Start right here in the quarters, which is the sides of the foot. Work my way back to the heels. Keeping my nippers nice and flat against the sole to not dig in and get into any soft tissue. Now I take my rasp. Much like the ladies do with the file and their fingernails, and do my finishing touches. At this time, I look at the white line and how the hoof grows with the white line. You want equal distance between the white line and the outside of the foot. See here, there's a little bit excess hoof wall. We need to pull that in. That ensures that the hoof wall does not pull the white line, and the white line cannot be separated and become unhealthy. At this time, I will sight this foot. Ooh. I'm going to look straight down the bone of the shoulder, letting the foot hang natural, to sight for a T-square sight picture. I'm still a little high on this foot, on this heel, excuse me. So I take my rasp, give it a little more, nice and smooth. Now, because of the way the limb was naturally hanging, this ensured me that this is the natural balance of the horse's foot. Once it's trimmed, the last step, these edges are sharp, and anytime something sharp rolls against anything, it breaks. Well, we don't want our new trimmed foot to be all broken up. So I take my rasp, 45-degree angle, make sure there are no sharp edges. Now the horse can walk along the ground without tearing his foot up. It's properly balanced, trimmed. In conclusion, this horse's feet are set up where she can stay healthy and also perform for the horse owner and stay sound.